Welcome friends. This is lecture 2 of our second unit magnetostatics, where we are going to deal with the applications of Biot-Savart's law. In our previous lecture, we have discussed what is Biot-Savart's law, what is the vector form of Biot-Savart's law, how the electric current and magnetic field intensity are interrelated with each other. We have observed with the help of Biot-Savart's law. Now, we need to apply it to some different concepts. Okay. So, the applications of Biot-Savart's law are, we are going to see to derive the magnetic field intensity H due to a finite length of conductor and also due to an infinite length of conductor. Okay. And also we are going to derive the magnetic field intensity, MFI means magnetic field intensity H on the axis of a circular looped conductor. Okay. So, three derivations we are going to see here. They are the applications of Biot-Savart's law. The first one is, we are going to derive the magnetic field intensity H in vector form. That is why that is H bar, due to a infinitely long straight current carrying conductor. Okay. Infinitely long means there are no limits. Suppose assume that the conductor is placed in Z axis. Conductor is placed along Z axis. That means your current carrying conductor is placed along Z axis and its length is assumed to be infinity. That means from minus infinity to plus infinity, the limits are existing for this conductor. So, the current carrying conductor is placed along the Z axis. Okay. Now, I want to find the magnetic field intensity at this point P. I want to find the magnetic field intensity at this point P due to this current carrying conductor. Due to this current carrying conductor, I want to find the magnetic field intensity at point P. So, let us mark the distances. What is the unit vector in Z direction, in upward direction? That is AZ bar, and the distance from origin to this point 1, let it be some Z. So, the total distance in terms of vector form is Z into AZ bar. Now, the distance from this origin to this point P is taken as rho. Okay. And the unit vector in this direction is taken as a rho, and the total distance between these two will be, origin to point P will be rho into a rho. Okay. Now, here I want to go from point 1 to point 2. Okay. How we can go in terms of distances? In terms of distances, start at point 1, you will go up to the origin, and from there you will go to the point P. Okay. Directly we can go like this also, but we do not know this distance. According to the vector addition, R12 is nothing but the sum of this distance and this distance. R12 in vector format is the vector sum of these two distances. That is why I am going like this. Okay. Now, consider cylindrical coordinate system. Assume that a cylinder of radius rho is placed along this current carrying conductor. That means I am taking a cylinder of radius rho. Radius rho means your radius of the cylinder will be from here to here, the same point distance is also rho only. Okay. Now, in cylindrical coordinate system, what is the differential length dl? The differential length dl is dz into az bar, because that is along z direction. So, differential length dl is dz az bar. Okay. And how you can express this distance vector? This distance vector can be expressed as the distance from point 1 to point 2. See, I am going like this, from here to here and from here to here. The vector distance of this part and the vector distance of this part. See, when you are looking upwards, the direction of az is plus az, but I am going from point 1 to origin now. We are going in opposite direction. In this direction, the vector is plus az, but if you go downwards, the vector will be minus az. Okay. So, I am writing minus z into az, and this direction is same. We are considering a rho in this direction only. So, minus z into az plus rho into a rho. This is the distance vector R12. Okay. Now, how to find the unit vector AR12? We already know that unit vector AR is equal to R bar by mod R bar. Okay. So that unit vector is given by, see here the magnitude of this vector will be root over z square plus rho square. Just we are finding the magnitude for this. And what is the unit vector? R bar by mod R bar. R bar is minus z az plus rho a rho by mod R bar means root over z square plus rho square. Okay. So this is the unit vector representation. We are considering an infinitely long straight current carrying conductor, and I need to find the magnetic field intensity at this point H. For that we are considering cylindrical system. This is the differential length and the distance vector r, which is equal to minus z into az bar plus rho into a rho bar, and the unit vector is given by ar is equal to r bar by mod r bar. R bar is this and mod r bar is this. Okay. So these are the representations in cylindrical system for this assumption. Next, combining these terms, what is the formula for Biot-Savart's law? By using Biot-Savart's law, we can directly find the magnetic field intensity H. H is integral IDL cross AR bar by 4 pi r square, which we have already discussed in your previous lecture. Now, AR is the unit vector. Already we know that AR is equal to R by mod R. So if we substitute that R by mod R here, in vector form you will get here R, and here mod R means simply R only. So R square into R is R cube. Okay. So DL means what? In our previous slide we represented DL as dz az. Okay. dz az, and already we know that AR is equal to, that means this R bar in our previous slide is equal to minus z az plus rho into a rho. Okay. Now R cube is coming, no? R cube means we already know that R magnitude is root over z square plus rho square, and whole cube means that will become 1 by 2. So to the power of 3 by 2. Okay. Now simply here AR bar means R bar by mod R bar I am substituting. Already you know R and mod R from our previous expressions. So next, if we go for further simplification, in our previous slide we are having the cross product of dz az and minus z az plus rho bar. Okay. So this term and this term are to be made cross product. Okay. The cross product of these two terms we need to find. If we find the cross product value of this, and if we substitute that here, that will be simple. Okay. So I am finding the cross product of dz az bar cross minus z az bar plus rho a rho bar. So to find the cross product, which system we are using here? Cylindrical system we are using. That means what are the coordinates for cylindrical system? A rho, a phi and az. Next, what is the first vector? dz az. Okay, first vector is dz az. So only z term is present. First two terms are 0. So next, what is the second vector? Minus z az plus rho a rho. That means the second vector you are substituting here. A rho term you are having the coefficient is rho. That I am substituting here rho. Here there is no a phi term, so 0, and z term you are having minus z. If you find the determinant value for this, then rho dz a phi. This is the cross product value of this term. Now if I substitute this cross product value in the previous h bar equation, then that will become h is equal to, suppose if I am taking the limits of that conductor, some a b. Actually this a will be minus infinity, b will be plus infinity, because this is an infinitely long conductor. Okay. So in the place of this cross product, I am substituting this value rho dz a phi. Okay, in the previous expression. Now on further simplification, if we take z equal to r tan theta, then what is dz? dz is r secant square theta, and your limits of r will be from minus infinity to plus infinity. Your limits of r will be from minus infinity to plus infinity, because it is an infinitely long current carrying conductor. Infinitely long current carrying conductor means minus infinity to plus infinity. If you substitute and change those limits after doing a small mathematical adjustment, the limits will be from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay. On substituting those limits and solving the previous expression, we will get the magnetic field intensity at a point P due to an infinitely long current carrying conductor is I by 2 pi rho into A phi bar amperes per meter. Okay. Already we know that B equal to mu H. So, H already we expressed here. So, from this what is flux density? B is mu into H, same formula. Okay. So, the second derivation is H due to a straight current carrying conductor of finite length. That means we are taking a conductor with some fixed value. Here the length of the conductor is known, finite length. So, take a point P, the conductor starting point is A and the ending point is B. The angle subtended from this point A to point P will be alpha 1 and the angle subtended from B to point P is alpha 2, and you should consider a differential length dl. The angle substituted from differential length dl to point P is alpha. Okay. So, same derivation here also we are using except small changes. So, again if you want to go from point differential length to the point P, what is the unit vector? That is minus z az plus rho a rho, as we have simplified in the previous derivation. Now, the magnitude of this vector is shown. What is the unit vector? Unit vector is r bar by mod r bar. I am substituting those values here. Okay. Now, from Biot-Savart's law, we already know that H is equal to integral IDL cross AR bar by 4 pi r square. Already AR is nothing but r by mod r. So, here already you are having r square. So, again if r comes here, that will become r cube. Just like the previous derivation, I am substituting r value and mod r value. Next, after further simplification, same we are finding the cross product of dz az and this term, this vector. After finding the cross product, we are getting the value as rho dz a phi. I am substituting that in the Biot-Savart's law formula, and the formula will be improved like this, because in the place of dz az cross minus z az plus rho a rho, this cross product value is simply rho dz a phi. I am substituting. Now, this limits should be taken from alpha 1 to alpha 2, because now your conductor is of finite length, not infinite length. So, on adjusting the terms, take tan alpha is rho by z. On differentiating this, you will get dz equal to minus rho, and what is the differentiation for cot? Minus cosecant square alpha. So, substitute these terms in the Biot-Savart's law formula. On further improvement, see, I am substituting the limits from alpha 1 to alpha 2, and also solving this expression, simply you will get sin alpha. Substitute those limits. Now, what is the final expression for magnetic field intensity H due to a conductor of finite length which is varying from alpha 1 to alpha 2 means I by 4 pi rho cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 a phi amperes per meter. This is the expression for magnetic field intensity due to a current carrying conductor of some finite length. Next, the last one is magnetic field intensity on the axis of a current carrying loop. That means I am taking a circular current carrying conductor which is carrying a current of I, and in this I am taking a small differential length dl. Okay, small differential length dl. If I consider cylindrical coordinate system, okay, I am taking a small current carrying conductor which is turned in the shape of a circular ring which is carrying a current of I. What is the differential length that you are considering? dl. Now, what is the unit vector which is perpendicular to the surface of the cylinder that you are considering along this axis, that is a rho? I am taking backward direction because you want to find the magnetic field intensity at this point P, which is going inside. So, if it is outside means a rho, if it is going inside means minus a rho. Okay? And the radius of the cylinder that you are considering is a. I am assuming a cylinder along this circular current carrying conductor of radius rho, sorry, yes, the radius of the cylinder is A. Now, what is the unit vector here? A rho, and here the magnitude of this length will be A into A rho in vector form, and the height of this point from the origin is h. Unit vector in this direction is Az. So, here the distance in vector form will be HAZ, and here the distance will be RAR bar. Okay. Now, I want to find the magnetic field intensity at this point, which is at a height h from the origin due to this circular current carrying loop. Now, from cylindrical coordinate system, we know that differential length dl is equal to a d phi a phi, and the distance vector is, from the previous diagram, we know that the distance is, height is h into Az, and the radius vector is a into a rho, but I already said that if the unit vector perpendicular to the surface is a rho, what is the inside vector? That will be minus a rho. So, that here I am representing, and the magnitude of this vector is root h square plus a square. Now, what is the unit vector? R bar by mod R bar. Now, according to the Biot-Savart's law, I am substituting AR is R bar by mod R bar. If you substitute these values, the equation improves as, see, the equation improves like this. If I substitute the previous terms here, and the cross product of two vectors values also I am solving and substituting, we already know from the previous first unit derivations that for a circular current carrying loop, the radial components at this point P are all symmetrical, and they will be get cancelled with each other, so that the radial component, that means R component, will be neglected and only H component will be considered. Okay. If you consider only that, and if you substitute the limits, phi limits are from 0 to 2 pi, then your equation will be improved like this. So, this is the formula for magnetic field intensity H due to a circular current carrying loop of radius A, and we are considering the point on z axis, Ia square into Az bar by 2 into h square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. This is the final expression for H due to a circular current carrying loop. Suppose if I take the same point at the center of that particular circular loop, that is nothing but origin, okay, that height will become 0. If you substitute that H equal to 0 here, then exactly at the center of that circular loop, your H formula is I into Az by 2A amperes per meters. So, these are the three derivations for H due to an infinite length of current carrying conductor and finite length of current carrying conductor, and the last one is H due to a circular current carrying loop. So, these are the possible questions which may come from this lecture in your exams. Solve this. Okay, thank you.